so much for being here. I'm so excited to get started on your reading, and I think it's so cool that you're also in Colorado because you might be the first person that's ordered a reading from me that's this close. And so I'm so excited, and I would love to hang out sometime. Let's jump right into it. So first I'm going to start with drawing some cards. We're going to start with my Mood Crystals Oracle deck just to see what vibes are coming off, what energy you're feeling at the moment, or what energy might be relevant to your situation right now. So let's see. Ooh, this one fell out and it says pained. It says the emotion of pain brings an awareness that something needs attention or a shift in order to grow to continue. Often emotional pain can play on a loop that leaves us vulnerable to its consumption. Interrupting the pain cycle allows us to digest and move through emotional pain or heartache. And the mood crystal that it gives you is hematite. Oh, I just had to take a deep breath. I'm feeling the need to tell you to slow down and tune into your body. I think that maybe when you talk to somebody, you want to get all of your thoughts out very quickly, or all of your thoughts come to you very quickly, and it's important to slow down. Actually, can we do something really quick? Okay, so sit back, make sure that you're comfortable, and I want you to feel wherever there's tightness in your body. So I'm feeling it in the jaw specifically, the jaw and like the neck. So if you sit back, push your shoulders back, but don't make it like tight, like you're trying to sit up. Just feel confident and relaxed. And this should be your body's natural posture. And just take a deep breath. One more. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it in the jaw. The jaw and like the back of the head, at the neck, at the top of the spine, going down. I mean, I also have like troubles holding up my posture at my neck, so maybe that's just me, but I feel it like it's coming through with your energy. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of neck tension. It's like, I mean, this would make sense with you. By the way, all of the brain surgeries that you've had, to have one is crazy. To have 4 in the same year is amazing. Like, you're so strong. Oh my god. But I almost feel like what I wanted to say was like there's a disconnect between like the brain and the body. Like your thoughts aren't. Do you know what functional neurological disorder is? It's almost like I'm feeling that, where you're like there's nothing wrong and you can move your body, but like it doesn't show up on tests or something, which is so frustrating. I imagine. Like, you know that you want to get up, you know that you want to move, you want to take action on things, but your body's just stuck. It's like, could be a trauma response, could be fight, flight, or freeze, and you're just stuck in freeze or fawn, and you're not sure how to move forward or like where to go or what to do. All right, let's get another card. So we have pain. Okay, this one it fell out when I first got the deck out and it keeps popping up, and so I'm gonna pull it. Sensual. I really like this energy for you because I feel like that's definitely a way that you can tune back into your body in a way that like feels natural, like something that you can take your time with, something that's playful and fun, and doesn't have to be like kind of thing, but like smexual. But let's see just what it says. So the mood crystal is rhodochrosite, sorry. Wanted to add extra syllables in there. So pretty. And it says, sensuality is connected to pleasure, the senses, and being in touch with yourself. It invokes beauty, grace, and freedom of expression. Sensual experiences encourage you to slow down, soften, and be giving to yourself. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking too fast. Sensuality may awaken a deeper sense of knowing and asking for what you want. So this could definitely be, rhodochrosite could be very powerful for you. But that's exactly what I was saying, is like taking the time to slow down and tune into your senses in a way that's not rushed, and figure out like what fabrics you like or what smells you like, and figure out what lights you up and what makes you feel passionate. So next I want to pull from my Starseed Oracle deck. See what messages come through here for you. What messages need to come through in regards to Maggie's aura? Beautiful aura, by the way. Oh my gosh, I love it. Something that I do want to say also, when you mentioned zebras, first of all, so cool that you were saved by a hurt in a past life. That energy definitely follows you into this life. I kept hearing the word like bedazzled, but I wasn't seeing you as like a bedazzle type of person. But then I remembered that a group of zebras is called a dazzle. And I was like, that's gotta be it. So I thought that was very cool. I would love to hear more about that story. Ooh. Okay, so it says, wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. It's another message of like slowing down. Let's see what else comes through. What messages need to come through in regards to Maggie's aura, please? Thank you in advance. Oh, that's a lot of energy. I'm gonna take it. We'll see what happens. That's weird. I thought like a bunch of cards fell out, but only 2 fell out. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot. So that's interesting. So we have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Then we have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. This feels like your energy, for sure. This feels like you opening up to a world of possibilities, either physically or spiritually. Like, there's gonna be a moment, if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's coming very soon, where you feel more activated and something clicks for you and you're like, I know what to do, I know where to go, I know what I'm going to do with my energy. Let's get one more. Let's see, from my Intuitive Whispers Oracle deck. So what messages... Oh, there's one. Didn't even have to ask. The power of silence. I think that's Spirit cutting me off, being like, that was it. You figure out the rest. We gave you enough. It says number 3, the power of silence. And here's the picture. It's beautiful. It's also going back to that like red undertone and the purples and like passion. I feel like passion is a big thing for you right now. Like, you mentioned that like you were single, and in terms of love, I think that love is absolutely going to come as you begin to love yourself more and more, and you bring passion into your life and you welcome it in, and you're not waiting for, and I'm not saying that you are like just waiting for someone else to do it for you, but this is more of just like a general piece of advice, is like when you're hoping for love to fill a piece of you, take a step back and like tune into yourself and think, what would another person give me that I'm not giving myself? How can you bring that to reality? How can you fill that space? And just learn who you are and what you like, and learn how to be, in a way, your own best friend, even when there aren't people around you. Like, I do think it is important to have connections around you, but it's also important to find peace with being alone and being in silence. And if there's things that you need to, like, if you feel like you need to work through some things to heal from some things, figure out what those things are and just tune into like how can you be your most happy? Like wake up every day and think, what's going to make me happy today? What's going to get me closer to my goal? And what does comfort look like to me? What does passion look like to me? How can I bring that to myself? And just love yourself. I know that seems kind of cheesy, but like it's true. With those messages in mind, I'm going to start drawing out your aura, and you're going to see how I do that on the screen, and I'm so excited. And then at the very end, we'll do something really fun where I give you a mythical identity title, and then we'll put that identity title into an AI image generator to see how that identity might look here in the real world. And I just cannot wait. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So one thing that I did want to point out was that you are very spiritually tapped in. You have a very strong connection with the other side and with energy. You mentioned that you're also a reader. You're very good at reading energy. You do have a lot of Gemini placements, which definitely helps with like communication and socialization, but you understand social etiquette in a way that is almost Victorian. And I wanted to bring that up because Victorian energy was coming through very strong. I think that you have a very powerful bloodline. And I was getting visions of almost like steampunk kind of energy. It's like Victorian jewelry. I was seeing a bronze locket, and I tried to find pictures of it online, and I wasn't able to find the exact one that I was looking for, but I was seeing like a heart-shaped cage locket, and I was also seeing a like cage treasure chest in the same style. So you could have a locket, or you could have like something passed down from a mother or a grandmother that you hold near and dear to your heart. That was coming through very strong. I think that the feminine energy in your bloodline is very powerful, very strong, and very influential. And I think that it carries over to you in such a unique and intense way, in the best way. I think that they're very protective over you, and that, pardon my French, but like I do think that the females in your history and in your ancestry, they don't take shit from anybody. Like they are powerful, they are strong, they are warriors, and you are exactly the same. Like no matter what time period it was, they've always fought for themselves, they've always fought for their families, they've always been so in charge, it seems. And not in like a bad way, not in a dictator kind of way, but they've always been able to hold their own. And I think that you're no different. It's beautiful and it's very powerful, and you give off the energy of a warrior princess, almost like Xena. And I think that's so cool. But I was getting the imagery of Victorian jewelry, specifically the locket. I found pictures kind of similar to what I'm trying to explain, but it's not the exact one, and I'm seeing such a specific one, but it's like a brushed bronze, coppery, like dark gold. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's dark, and it's a heart-shaped cage locket. So you could have one of those. You could have one that was like passed down. Your mother could have had one, your grandmother could have had one, but I see it very strongly. So I thought that that was important to bring up. I was also hearing this song, obviously, because it has your name in it, but I haven't thought about this song in years. Rain Dance Maggie by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I love that song. And when I think of this song, I actually think more of the energy behind it and behind the performance of it and the beat and the rhythm rather than the lyrics themselves. Like, I think that, like, I get such a strong energy and vibe coming from the feminine side of your ancestry. I almost feel it like if you've seen the movie Moana with her grandmother and the way that she visits her in the form of a manta ray. That's exactly what I'm feeling for you. And I think that you have guides that visit you and guides that protect you, and they visit you in all different forms. Like, I see so many different like physical forms coming through. There were birds, but there were all kinds of different birds. Like hummingbirds were coming through, and crows, ravens, magpies, blue jays, and then your dog. Oh my god, your dog's sorry, but there's one dog that I don't want to cry. I'm such a baby when it comes to dogs. I wasn't sure which dog was the one that alerted you about migraines, but sorry, I'm so emotional about dogs. But you have a very strong connection to the dachshund with these spots, the white and black spots. And part of me has a very strong feeling that when you mentioned your herd that saved you in a past life, one of those spirits, those souls from that herd, followed you into this life and is in the form of that beautiful little dachshund. You're a beautiful little baby girl. And don't get me wrong, they all love you very, very much. But that one specifically, I wish I knew her name. Sorry. She has a connection with you that transcends this earthly plane. And I apologize because I kind of went off on a tangent for a second. I was talking about the song that I just brought up and how like the rhythm really matters, and it's not so much about the lyrics, but it's what I feel when I listen to that song. And I think this is a message that goes back to what I was saying about tapping into your senses and like feeling things in ways that you're not used to. Like when I listen to a song, instead of just listening to the song, like with that one specifically, it matters because I feel it. Like it's a rhythm, and it's not so much about like the listening and the trying to understand, and like it's just a vibe, you know? Like I want you to practice getting comfortable with vibing and feeling just free to move and express yourself however it feels good, wherever you are. If you're home, if you're outside, doesn't matter, or just whatever you're doing, just do things because you can. Like when you're just sitting there, just standing there, just start dancing, start singing. Like do something that feels weird at first, but it would feel good to like release it. Because here's the thing, is like there's nothing stopping you from doing that. Like you can just bust out in song whenever you want. And that's the blessing about adulthood or just living in general. I think kids get away with it more often than adults, honestly. But still, when you're at home, you have free range to do whatever you want. And I think it's really liberating to just do those little things just because, like, hey, I can. Who's stopping me? You know, like if I want to just scream for no reason, I can do that. And yeah, my dogs might look at me weird, but I can still do that. They'll get over it. As long as you're not like yelling at them, but you're just like, ah, who's gonna stop me? And just like doing little things like that, I think will bring so much, what's the word? Liberation, but also this feeling of being carefree back into your life. And just those little steps, if you did that as often as you wanted to, even just once a day, you would get used to doing things that felt weird. And then you would be like, why did it feel weird to do that? I have every right to do that. No one even saw me do that. Like, and I'll give a personal example because I know that this one was like really weird. Hearing about it and seeing it from an outside perspective, I'm like, why did I feel so weird about this? But when it came to just like walking down the street and making eye contact with people, I was so weird about it. For the longest time, I sometimes still am, but I have to stop myself and think like, what is wrong with me? Like, what is stopping me from just looking up at somebody, smiling, and I don't even have to say, hey, how are you, or anything. I don't have to start a conversation, but just, why can't I make eye contact with somebody? It feels so weird, and it feels like so inhuman. Like, I think that we've been conditioned to disconnect from everything around us and like ourselves and other people, and I don't like that. I think this time for you is really about just asking why and realizing that really you can do anything that you want. And I know, like, when I say that, I know that it's hard to not think in a way that's like, well, limited by money or limited by resources or whatever it may be. I know, because my brain immediately went there too. But when you look at the little things that you can do and you start doing those every day, and you start doing things that bring you joy but also might bring other people joy, and you start disconnecting from that feeling of caring too much about what other people are going to think or how, like, this is going to affect other people. Like, if I just go in my room alone, like, what's stopping me from doing that? I'm not saying you have to do that, but like, that feels uncomfortable. But why? I want you to just ask why and then act on it. I hope that makes sense. Because I don't want you to ever feel restrained by an invisible force, because I've been there, and a lot of people are there all the time. We feel like we have to just be normal. No one's around us. I want you to get comfortable just doing little weird things because it feels good. I'll actually, okay, because I know I'm great at giving advice, terrible at taking my own advice, but I'm gonna do this for you. I am literally scared for no reason right now. I'm doing this to prove a point to both of us. I'm so scared of filming in front of people, so I just don't do it. I don't know why. I'm terrified of running into somebody right now in public who's gonna see me recording a video like it's not just a normal thing, and then they're never gonna see me again. I'm terrified right now, but I'm doing it for us. This is rare. This never happens, just so you know. I'm so scared of running into somebody. I'm laughing at myself right now because I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, not the fact that I'm doing this, but the fact that I was so scared of doing this. Like, if I was doing this type of like exposure therapy every day, I would probably be fine with doing this out in public all the time. What's the worst thing that somebody's gonna say if they are to make fun of me? Let's say they do. Let's say I deserve it. Even if I did deserve it, what are they gonna say? And even after they say it, how is that gonna affect me? Like, sit with yourself and really think. Like, notice what's going on in your body when you do certain things, when you think about certain things, when you hear certain things. What lights you up, and then what brings you like unnecessary fear and anxiety? I don't get why I was scared of things, because if I was somebody else dealing with that issue, I would clearly tell them, hey, just do it. But then it comes down to me and I'm like, no, oh no, can't do that. But that's those moments where I gotta be like, but why? Why though? And that risk could be anything. Like, I've seen people apply for jobs that they're definitely not qualified for and just get the job just because they applied, just because they were like, who cares? Let's see what happens. But like, genuinely, who cares? And why do we care so much? I feel like we're on the same path of existence. I don't know. Maybe we can heal together. I feel your energy so strongly. Maybe it's because you're in the same state as me. I'm just like, heck yeah, I feel such a good vibe right now. I feel like I can do anything. Thank you. Thank you. Truly. So this, Maggie, is your personal aura portrait. It is gorgeous. I love this color scheme. I love just the texture of it and how balanced it is, but how playful it is. And it just fits your energy so well. Like, oh, it's so fun. And I feel like I'm having fun when I think about your energy, truly. And I want you to get to this place where things are just fun and things aren't so serious, and we can slow down because we have nothing but time, and we can speed up and we can dance around because we have time to do that. And it's all about the intention behind it. I want you to do everything that you do with passion and purpose. Be more aware of you throughout the day, your senses and your intentions behind things. Really tune into yourself and figure out, what does Maggie want? What does Maggie feel? How does Maggie want to feel? What can Maggie do to get there? Alrighty, so I have 2 wheels here, so I'm going to be spinning the first one once and the second one twice, and that'll give me your mythical identity title, and then we'll put that title into an AI image generator to see how that identity might look here in the real world. So let's jump right into it. Alrighty, so we have Titan. I already love that. So we have Titan of this already. Titan of Blessing and Titan of Blessing and Conspiracy. Ooh, I love that. That makes so much sense with your Gemini Sun and Aquarius Rising. Which, by the way, is very cool. I just realized because I'm an Aquarius Sun, Gemini Rising. That's so cool. Okay. Now let's take a look at the Titan of Blessing and Conspiracy. This is so cool in the most magical and mythical way. And I was wondering exactly how conspiracy tied into this. And when we think of conspiracy, it's normal to generalize it as like conspiracy theories and all these things that like people talk about on the internet and like what could happen, what, like just throwing stuff out there and seeing what sticks. It's fun to just have conspiracy theories in the back of your mind. There's tons of them that I keep stored back there. But I looked more into the word conspiracy itself, and nowadays the standard definition is a conspiracy is a secret plan made by 2 or more people to do something, usually something illegal, harmful, or deceptive. But historically, the word came from a Latin phrase meaning to breathe together. And in the older sense, a conspiracy can simply mean people or a group secretly working together toward a shared goal, whether good or bad. When a conspiracy is talked about in storytelling or mythology, the word often refers to hidden forces shaping events from behind the curtain, which I think totally makes sense. This is going to be so cool to explain, and I want to read a book about this. I've really been wanting to tell you should write a book. I don't know what it would be about yet, but you have such an interesting story that I just think people would love to read about. And I think that you'd be good at writing from the perspective of this like higher self or this deity or this Victorian era magic titan version of yourself, because it's in there. Absolutely. And it's so badass. I love it. So here's what I'm getting from it, and I hope it makes sense the way that I explain it. When it says that the word often refers to hidden forces shaping events from behind the curtain. Okay, so you're the Titan of Blessing and Conspiracy. This identity and the way that it came through, I believe, represents that idea that the good outcomes and the things that you're searching for are going to require almost secretive and quiet coordination behind the curtain or behind the scenes. And that's exactly like the energy I was picking up on, is like when you stop like chasing a blessing, or when you stop looking for the one result, you're in a phase of your life right now where there's a separate part of you that's like scheming in the best way possible, and you're not allowed to know what's going on. You just have to trust that this side of you knows what it's doing and like I said, the little things that you change throughout your day, those are going to be like the hidden blessings. And it's not always going to make sense why you're doing things. It's not always going to feel like the right thing to do if you're like this plan didn't go as I expected it to. There's always going to be a reason for it, and your higher self or this mythical identity or your ancestors, whoever's watching over you, which is a very very wise, powerful team of spirits, okay? They know exactly what they're doing. And this is a moment in your life where you get to kind of see like I feel like I'm kind of exposing them in a way, but I want you to see from now on whenever things you think aren't going to work out and then you're like that did work out. That was weird. I want you to like smirk at them and be like, "I'm on to you." Like I get it now and I see why things had to happen the way that they did. Instead of hoping for one specific outcome, learn more about the steps that happen each day leading up to said outcome. Assume that the reward that you're going to get will come to you when it comes to you, but know that the way that it comes to you is not going to be the way that you expect, and welcome that way with open arms. And I promise you, it's going to be fun. You're going to feel like a detective. And it's also kind of going to give you something to look forward to. Like, if you start seeing all these weird instances or like weird experiences that you have or things that didn't go the right way, you can look at that now and be like, that happened for a reason. That's going to come in handy later. Whatever happens to you, it's like, ooh, cool. If it shakes up your story, it was meant to happen. And if you're excited to see where that goes and how that affects your journey, it could be really cool to write down those experiences and then put pieces together, like, and maybe even make predictions. Like, I know that you're a reader and you're really tapped in. I have no doubt in my mind that you'd be really good at kind of figuring out, okay, what is that going to do? Where is that going to fit into my situation? And how is that going to affect me? What might connect to this situation? And what am I not seeing? Even though when a bad situation happens or when something frustrating happens or when you run into an obstacle, what is that teaching you in that moment? And how are you going to grow from that? That mindset will shift your world, I promise, in the best way possible. So I love that this came through this way. I think it's so cool. I think it's so mysterious. And I love the Victorian aspect, all the candles, and it just feels like so you. And you look like so powerful in this. This is definitely a side of you that has been wanting to come out for so long. This is the side of you that you reach when you have acknowledged, accepted, and embraced that the chaos around you is going to happen and that's inevitable, and you're sitting there at the eye of the storm just ready for it. Like, there's nothing that can touch you, that can harm you, and you're ready. You're like, whatever happens, I'm going to study it, I'm going to be ready for it, and there's nothing that can change my mood to hurt me, to put me down, to make me feel like I'm like 10 steps back or anything. It is only forward from there, depending on how you look at that scenario and how can you grow from it. And it's peaceful, but grounded and rooted in reality, yet so still tapped in spiritually. And you're finding that balance between the crown chakra and the root chakra. You're bringing those two sides of yourself together. It's gorgeous. And you will receive so many blessings. I feel like this year is going to be so good for you, girl. Oh my goodness. You deserve so many blessings. And just trust me when I say that they might not come to you the way that you expect at first. And that's okay. So even when something doesn't seem like a blessing, if you treat it like a blessing in disguise, that's your hidden self, or that's your higher self, that's your guides just easing you into it in a way that helps you to feel more grateful and excited about life again, because you deserve it. So, Maggie, I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I had so much fun doing this. I love your energy. My goodness, it's beautiful. And I love your aura and I love your mythical identity. And I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. And thank you so much for getting a reading with me. I really hope that we can hang out soon. That would be so fun. I'd love to meet you and catch up on everything and talk more about this. So, with all that being said, I hope that you have a week as beautiful as you. I'll go ahead and get this uploaded now and I'll send it right over. And again, thank you so much for your patience. Technology has not been my friend lately, so I hope that you understand. I'm so grateful for your patience and so grateful for your presence. Thank you for existing. We will talk soon, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. I love you. Bye.